rehearsal.
Thank you.
And now we're here with Vanikyan Dersimonian, who is the director of the Armenian Museum of Fresno. Did I get that right?
You got it right on.
Well, thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for inviting.
We're kind of experimenting with the show tonight. We took it on location. We thought it'd be fun to do it here at
great
Fresno
to
State.
be around the mountains, right? Back to Fresno State. Why not?
So, not everyone knows that Fresno has an Armenian museum. Would you say that's the case?
Yes, you're right.
And tell us where is it?
It's located within the UC Center, University of California Center, across from Fashion Fair, on Shaw and Mariposa corners.
And one of the reasons we're talking to you tonight is that there was, how would you say it? There were ramifications of the LA fires that you don't even really think about, right? But you managed to land a show that was supposed to be in LA, but because of the fires, didn't have anywhere to go.
Correct. It was mid-January when I received a call from a friend of mine from Carmel. She said, Vanikyan, two artists are in Los Angeles area. They were going to have a show in Beverly Hills. Because of the fire, the owner of the gallery had suffered immensely, and we need help. And since she herself in Carmel was packed herself, her schedule says, could you please help? And that's what we end up having the art in Fresno.
And we're talking about an entire show.
Yes.
How many pieces?
64.
64 pieces.
Fine art painting of highest quality. Unexpected. I did not know what we were receiving. She says, Vanikyan, they are high-end quality. I'm helping them to frame it. And she had extensive collection from Italy, high-quality frames. She did it meantime. And while we were in the process, we had to move everything in our galleries to make room for these 64 paintings.
Now, these are paintings by two Armenian brothers.
Yes, two brothers who their whole life have been artists and have been shown throughout the world, in France, in Moscow, in London, in Austria. So I said to myself, my goodness, why not Fresno, right? So the pressure was on. Of course, we had to prepare the press releases, we had to prepare the publication, a mailing. It was stressful. It arrived last Monday, exactly a week before, at 9:30 a.m., two brothers, and we downloaded all the artwork and start displaying it. It was a challenge.
Tell us a little about their style. How do you describe their paintings?
Yes, I haven't seen it before, as I said. When I looked at it first, it's classical in style, very, sometimes I would say traditional, but unique in itself. It doesn't have any abstract sense. Some of them are, but it's, when you looked at it, in the early hours, I said, okay, what am I going to do? Because it's relatively different than what we normally see in Fresno. But I said, it's good that's different. Because here we are, exposed to the art in Fresno, whatever we have, good or bad, doesn't matter. This is completely different. And I love to see that students or artists come and look at it, because it has a different genre into it.
Would you describe the subject matter or the style as distinctly Armenian? Are there things that you can look at in a painting and say, yes, that's an Armenian
Not at
painting?
all.
Not at all.
Nothing I would say sticks out as an Armenian. Nothing.
Okay.
I've been around Armenian artists quite a lot of time, for 30 years, but these were nothing to say they were Armenian. The artists themselves are Armenian, but the art has nothing to do directly as an Armenian art. Nothing at all.
So tell us
That's what kind of was nervous.
Yes. So tell us, you weren't really sure what you were getting,
Exactly.
right? So tell us a little bit more about the gallery where it was supposed to be. Where was that?
It was in Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Beverly
okay.
Hills, and of course didn't work out. And like, as I said, but we're lucky to have it in Fresno. Interestingly, earlier today we had an intern. First intern I had used to be your student. And I asked her, here's a 24-year-old young lady. I said, what do you think about the art? She says, I'm amazed. Here we are, two male brothers are painting this stuff, and most of them are women. That's what's portrayed on the paintings.
Interesting.
She says, normally you see men doing of woman vulgar art and so forth, nothing. There's a purity of the female character in there.
Yeah, you show. I've seen some of them, and there's a kind of a a timelessness, sort of a transcendence.
Yes, exactly. You said it correctly.
Place.
And I was so pleased to see a young person viewing the art like that. There's a purity in the art. There's nothing that will stand out as think, gosh, I don't want to look at it. And now, last several days, I'm looking at the art. The more I look, the more I like it. Again, it was unexpected what to receive. It grows on you, as you'd say.
Do the brothers both work on the same piece, or do they do completely separate
They do
paintings?
completely separate, but they do same subject matter, different style.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
So you can actually compare and contrast.
And interestingly, Tamar, the owner of a gallery, she says, Varjan, sometimes like 3 o'clock in the morning, they're out there, they're painting. It's good to see that, you know, to see the art being developed right in front of your eyes.
So tell us a little bit more about the Armenian Museum. I know that Measure P has been a boon for lots of cultural arts groups in Fresno. What are you planning to do? You got a substantial grant. How are you going to kind of ramp it up?
Yes, we had received grants, correct. Thanks to Measure P, this is possible. Otherwise, there's no way in a week of time you can do all the expenses, thanks God. They were very, very helpful. Measure P, I would say, is a blessing to the city. And yes, we did receive a substantial amount, and that will be used for the benefit of the community. We got 2 focuses. One of them to enhance the rotating exhibition as we do. Second, to promote the educational element that we have. As you may know, we have over 110 educational panels at the museum. You can spend any time between 5 minutes to 5 hours reading them. We share that with the students. Once a month, I go out to Kearney Mansion Park. They have the time travelers show that Fresno Historical Society put it. I'll take the educational panels with me to share with the students. That's, again, part of the program. And then the other element of it is it's going to be the new exhibition that we are in the process of right now preparing it. That will be the second section, or actually the end of the grant period, which will be focused on memories, who share in Armenian, which means memories in English, or English memories. That will be focused on capturing the history and the memory of the Valley Armenians, their experience, how they came, what did they experience, how did they contribute to the Valley, to be more interactive. So the students, all community-wide, they will enjoy to seeing it.
How many Armenian museums are there in the U.S.?
In the United States, there is one in Boston. There's a smaller one in Southern California. There's one in the process of being built in Glendale, very much with the same concept we started 20-some years over here and ourselves. And I'd love to see this to become a permanent and solid museum. We've been around for 24 years. We started in 2001 with a small grant that we received, and since then we're developing gradually. Intent was obviously to have a capital campaign. Sadly, it was right in the middle of when Metropolitan Museum collapsed, so we had to take it down. As you know, the economy in 2008, 9, 10 was not the best. Right now, thanks to Measure P, I believe we're going to take the next step to make this more permanent exhibition, not exhibition, a museum that everybody can enjoy.
So this must have been a very exciting month for you. Had you ever dealt with an issue like this before, or a scenario in which you had to put up a show that
in
quickly?
a short period of time? No. I have done it, of course, but you know, as you know, you have to study the art, you have to recruit it, bring it in, study how to present it, but this was too much.
Just a whirlwind.
Fantastic. And really, it was tense moment, but at the end of the day, as something comes out to its fruitness, you'll enjoy it. And I believe people will enjoy it too.
And it just reminds you, there's, of course, the fires were a tragedy, but there was like a little bit of a silver lining that emerged.
I saw Tamara said, yeah, it's the loss to Los Angeles, but we gained it. Nothing, obviously, we're not happy that they lost that fire, but for us to have this kind of exhibition, I think it's a quality. It's quality in its overall. It is museum quality. If you've been in Europe, you've been in those portrait galleries in London, this is nothing less than that. Honestly, it's very, very good. One of the classical paintings was the Prodigal Son. They had the paintings there, which is universal. The other was Assumption of St. Mary. Those are huge paintings right there. These guys did it. Again, it's international art rather than just ethnic art.
Well, Varjan, I really appreciate you coming by and telling us about this, and we can get the word out, because it isn't there for very long.
Yes, it will be ending February 28. We're open 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday
Okay.
to Friday. Saturday, Sunday we're closed because of the COVID. You see it now closes, but 5 days open is free. There's no charge. Bring in your family, your kids, and enjoy it. Really casually, however you want to, it's open. Again, from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. Monday to Friday till February 28, 2025.
Well, wonderful. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Before we go, I want to tell you about a couple of other events that are happening in February. We all know that February is a really busy month in the arts scene. The Selma Arts Center is offering the local premiere of a musical called Alice by Heart, which I'm really excited to see. That opens February 14th and runs through March 8th. The Fresno Philharmonic on February 15th and 16th is having a very special concert. They did a commission of a piece of music that is set to sort of the writings of Masamoto. And this will be a world premiere. This is getting national attention. Pretty big deal for the Philharmonic. And we can't forget the Rogue Festival, Fresno's beloved fringe festival, which takes over the Tower District for a couple weeks. That opens February 28th and runs through March 8th. Whatever you do, I just encourage you to go out and experience culture and art in Fresno and do it live. Hope you have a great month, and we'll see you soon.